Bangladesh comes of age as the second biggest exporter of garments globally of late, starting its modest journey in the early 80s. Sharp to ship is the newest catchphrase of Bangladesh's indomitable march towards becoming a developed nation by 2041. Shipbuilding comes handy as a stepping stone industry to realizing our economic emancipation due mainly to the favorable natural endowments like deep draft rivers, long coastal lines, and sizable marine territorial area. Apart from cost-competitive human resources, these entire natural bestows helped us to create maritime facilities like inland, sea, and deep-sea ports, connecting the world to the remotest hinterland by marine routes. On the back of this connectivity, a thriving shipbuilding industry developed in Bangladesh to cater to the ever-growing waterborne trade in this country. Moving on to the historical accounts of shipbuilding in Bangladesh, we see some recorded episodes of shipbuilding activities more than 1,000 years ago. Chittagong used to be known as the center stage of shipbuilding activities in this part of the Bengal precincts. Boats built by our artisans of that time were regularly exported to different parts of the world, including Europe and Turkey. Some accounts say European explorers traveled back to the countries on boats built by our ancestors of Chittagong area. With the advent of technological excellence and preferential policies of colonial masters, wooden boat building saw a gradual decline in the beginning of 20th century. High-speed shipyard made a major breakthrough as a private shipyard in the late 70s by building 8 food-grain cargo vessels for BIWTC under FAO financing. Later, they went on to building seagoing fishing trawler in collaboration with Mitsui Engineering from Japan. Anandu Shipyard quietly entered into the scene and built a class-certified vessel in 1992 and went from strength to strength over time, resulting into earning trust of European shipping companies. With the first export of Stella Maris to Denmark in 2008, Anandu Shipyard carved an epitaph named Bangladesh in the maritime world as a ship exporting nation. Our domestic market is expanding to keep pace with the growing demand of inland and coastal cargo passenger transportation. Government, through its maritime agencies in recent years, has also been procuring vessels to a great number from local shipyards. The market demand from both government and private operators are estimated in the range of $1 billion a year from recent order book statistics. The shipyards are classified in 3 distinct categories. Category A represents the highest qualification in terms of adequate manpower, equipment, and machineries. Category B represents lesser technical qualification, and Category C represents even lesser qualification. Let's talk about the prospect of shipbuilding in Bangladesh. The prospect for shipbuilding in Bangladesh are limitless. We have a deep-rooted tradition in shipbuilding with a rich heritage in timber ship construction. Our workers are intelligent and can learn relatively quickly any work processes in the shipyard. This is well proven by the fact that a large number of shipbuilding workers and technical personnel in Singaporean and Middle Eastern shipyards are supplied by Bangladesh. Now on to the export market. As mentioned earlier, Anandu Shipyard opened up the door of export for Bangladesh. A decade and a half back, when Bangladesh marked its name as an exporter, overseas shipping companies had poured in keen interest in our market. That interest has continued to grow over the time, though many of the interests were not translated into real orders, as subprime collapse in 2010, frequent geopolitical turmoils like Syrian war, Russian invasion in Ukraine, and lastly, COVID-19 induced recession have all contributed to lesser than expected investment by the European buyers. Against all the odds, Anandu Shipyard and Western Shipyard credited around $200 million through the export of around 40 vessels to 14 different countries so far. Shipbuilding can be a major driver for economy of Bangladesh due to its high labor content, which we have in abundance in this country. Bangladesh's maritime geography offers excellent advantage for shipbuilding infrastructure as well. Challenges, as discussed earlier, may easily be resolved through collaborative consultation among policymakers and stakeholders. With this, I would like to conclude my presentation today. Thank you very much for your undivided attention.